I'm Babs Rose. We up early this morning on LoveBabz Love Talk. I got my great love, Cheyenne Barboza. How are you?
Hi,
It is
I'm
lovely
so
to see you.
well.
I know I hear you've been keeping late nights, but before we get into the whole Gem of the Ocean, because you know I'm a huge fan of August Wilson, how's the baby? How's the man? How's the fam? How's
Oh
everything?
my goodness, they're doing so well, and Jericho's been helping with the box office. Handing people their tickets and say, "Thank you, enjoy the show."
You got to train him up early.
That's right. Got to earn your keep, little boy. But
So,
he's big. He'll be four.
oh my
This
God!
May already. He'll be
I've not
four.
seen him in a good while.
He'll be
Oh,
around. Are you what day are you coming to the show?
I think I might come for Divine Nine night.
Oh yes. Okay. I
I'm
don't
a
know yet if
Delta,
he'll be there that day. Mm-hmm.
but
Oh, I know.
I've got to see it because I've been chasing this play. Oh God, since the very beginning of this play, I'm a huge fan of August Wilson and the Century of Plays. I've seen every August Wilson play except this one. I missed it in Paris. I missed it in San Francisco. I missed it in Atlanta. I missed it. I've just been missing this
Now you
thing.
get to see it in your backyard.
And somebody who I adore is directing. So tell me, so
Mhm.
did they call you? Did Jacob go, I know who could do this?
Yeah, yeah, it's interesting. Because as you know, uh, this time last year I was working on Terrence Reagan's one-man show on Becoming
Yes, which
Tragedy.
was to great success.
Yeah, we what a beautiful play. What a beautiful journey that was. And there was so much August Wilson, around that play, and August Wilson as an inspiration to his life and his artistry was such a integral part of that process. So in the throes of that, I remember having conversations with Jacob, and he says, I think we're going to do Gem of the Ocean. I was like, oh, that's wonderful. And I just kept going on about how that was my bucket list. Uh, August Wilson. If I had to choose one, if someone said you can only direct one August Wilson in a lifetime, what would it be? It would be Gem, right?
Really?
So yeah, so I shared that. Absolutely love Gem. Fast forward a couple of months, and Jacob calls me. He goes, Cheyenne, I actually would love to have a conversation with you. We'd love to consider you as for the director position. And so we had a nice conversation about it, and that was like cool enough, right? I was like, oh, okay. I just got out of rehearsal with Unbecoming, and then he called back. He goes, I really felt like I wanted to collaborate with you. I really felt like our conversation was moving. He's like, this play like the back of your hand. And I want to see your vision. I want to bring your vision to life. And so that's what we're doing. We're setting sail.
I'm so excited because I want people to understand Gem of the Ocean is set in Pittsburgh, 1905. We just are newly unenslaved folks. The messages
Hmm.
of that still hanging on us. So this story has a lot of spiritualness to it, a lot of Africanness to it, and
Hmm.
I love that you are directing this in this particular moment when we're having these conversations about Black folks and our religious, division and our religious thinking. And so this
Yeah.
place centers that for me. What does it do for you? I mean, we've seen Sinners. Sinners is like a ridiculously big
Mm.
film, but it has those same kind of roots to it, at least from where I sit. What
Yeah.
what are your thoughts, Cheyenne?
Yeah. And I mean, something that has come up a lot in our process is how poignant it is um, for us to be doing this play today, and how unfortunate it is that it's still so relevant. It's still parallel to current events and our current cultural framework.
Oh yeah.
Here in the US, like, what was happening in 1904, the history is repeating itself in many ways. And I think it's one of those plays that that is preserving our history in a time where our history is being whitewashed and censored and deleted. and warped. Um, August has preserved this incredible story, this incredibly American story, this incredibly human story where our simplicity of life is also our most. It also glitters like gold. I think the simplicity of the Black experience is so nuanced and so rich, and he has such a, a hand on it, but like he has
Yeah.
such a
I
grasp
tell you what else
of
I
how
like,
we talk
Cheyenne.
and maneuver. Yeah.
He has a real vibe for Black women.
Mm.
Like I feel like he gets us. There's a lot of plays that we're long suffering.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Long suffering to the stereotypical ad nauseum. But I find with August Wilson plays that there's complexity. Like we're not just long suffering. That there is moments of joy and revelation, and
Mm-hmm.
we're not just holding it down, but we hold it down. What do you feel that way when you're doing this work?
Yeah, I think also what's refreshing about it um, is not only are we not long suffering, but we also are not telling a story with like the white gaze at the center.
Yes.
It he wrote the Black experience for the Black community. He wrote our aunts and our uncles and our sisters and our brothers and our dads. He
It feels
wrote.
very Toni Morrison to me because she
Mm-hmm,
said,
mm-hmm,
I don't concern myself with white people.
mm-hmm. Like
I'm
if they're
concerned
reading it,
myself with
great.
telling Black stories, and
Mm-hmm.
Black stories about Black people, and I feel that about August. I do. I feel that
Yeah.
way about all his plays.
And then people of all backgrounds still have something to gain by bearing witness,
Yes.
especially because this is such an authentically American story. It's industrial. It is humble. It is a story of freedom, and what does it mean to grab hold of your freedom? What is freedom for you? Which for each character in this play, they're on a different journey of revelation, a different journey of defining that for themselves, defining freedom for themselves. um, and that is not like a conversation of what is freedom for you. August wrote it in the context of the times. He wrote it in the context of our relationships, and it's just a masterful piece of work.
Hmm.
And
So
we are
when you were
still in
preparing,
process, yeah,
when you were
uncovering.
preparing for this, it's not lost on me, Cheyenne, that Pittsburgh is not dissimilar from New Haven
Mm-hmm.
in terms
Mm-hmm.
of an industrial kind of, you know, city, and all that what that meant to Black folks at that turn of that century.
Mm-hmm.
That people opportunity and jobs and all that kind of stuff. And now here we are, struggling economically for another jump at some economic success. So when you
Yes,
were getting ready for this, how did you prepare? Like, what were the key things you're like? All right, I know this play. This is where I want to go with this. What was your processes?
absolutely. Well, first, reading it and jotting down, highlighting all the references that I didn't know, all my references I didn't know, terms I was unfamiliar with, and then I jumped into why 1904, right? What was happening in 1904 in Pittsburgh? And it was such an industrial boom
Mm-hmm.
that we're talking about the Great Migration, we're talking about opportunity, excuse me, and industry in these steel factories. I'm originally from Waterbury, which, as we know,
Okay.
is the brass capital of the world. Brass
Yes,
in its
Brass
heyday
City.
is Brass City,
Mm-hmm.
capital of the world, and I so relate to that environment, that industrial environment. Even though it was before my time, and all of those big factories in Waterbury are abandoned. Now, they're just like the remnants of an era, you know. So yeah, so I started there. And then I went into the spirituality, right? The African
Mm.
spirituality. So then I was researching the Orishas. Then I was researching the Yoruba tradition. And I was researching the Gullah Geechee people. And what are those cultural imprints from the motherland that have been carried over?
Were you
Because
surprised? Like what
mm,
what struck you the most when you were diving into all these things, these
mhm.
very three distinctive cultural things? What struck out? What stuck out to you most?
How familiar it is. And I'm not unfamiliar with Yoruba faith. I'm not myself practicing, but I'm not unfamiliar with it. And the Orishas, but I'm not well versed. So I just felt a kinship to it. I'm someone who walks with my ancestors. I'm someone who calls them into the room with me wherever I go. And I know that my grandmothers walk with me, my elders that have passed on walk with me. I've always felt that. So it's been kismet, and I've been feeling very spiritually connected to this piece. That's what I'll say there. Like no
Wow.
surprises. I think my biggest was actually I have an incredible associate director uh, by the name of Steve Driffin, who
I love
is a
Steve Driffin, who
yes
is
a
super talented.
powerhouse theater artist. And I said to Jacob, um, I said, I need an associate director for this production. It's a massive show. It's in the Canal uh, Boathouse,
Boathouse. Mm-hmm.
and which has its own variables, an incredible space, but a challenge to convert a space that's not originally intended for theater, and craft a show in there. I said, I need someone um, who has the instincts. I need someone who um, can help me steer the ship. I need a first mate. And Steve Driven has been that, and then some. And something that he has um, so close, near, and dear are our New Haven histories. So in
Mm-hmm.
our rehearsal room, we shared with our actors who are from near and far, right? We have some local folks in the cast. We have some folks, from all over. And 1839 Wiley Avenue is the address of the house that we're in, of Aunt Esther's house. And they say it all the time. This is 1839 Wiley Avenue. Well, the boathouse is on the waterfront on the wharf, right there overlooking the pier where you can learn about the Amistad. The
Mm-hmm.
Amistad, as we
Mm-hmm.
know, had a famous slave rebellion, is a slave ship that docked in New Haven on that waterfront. And we have the replica that comes the replica that comes when it does, I guess, in the warmer weather. I
Yes.
haven't seen it. I haven't seen it in forever. I remember going as a kid, like when I was really young. I remember touring the Amistad, but replica, but it docked in New Haven in 1839.
Wow. Now that I did
So,
not know.
yep. So 1839 Wiley Avenue, we're on the waterfront, overlooking the water, which is omnipresent. We don't close the blinds in the space. We welcome the waterfront in, and that is the same water that, the Amistad docked in. So
Mm-hmm.
that sent chills across the room when Steve shared that in the space. And we were just like, wow, it just actually solidified the why now in the
Mm.
room for us. So that I think was my biggest like goosebump moment, you
I
know.
love this. So people are listening to us, and people are like, "Oh, I don't know if I should go see this or shouldn't." What would you say to people like if they've never seen an August Wilson play? And I've seen them all. This is the last one, and I've seen
Mm-hmm.
some of them two and three times. And I took my kids to see Fences when it was directed by Felicia Rashad at Westport.
Yeah.
I took them to see that then. Um, but anyway, what do you
Mm-hmm.
want people to know about August Wilson plays, and this play in particular, if this is their first introduction to August Wilson's work, Century of Plays?
Absolutely. I'd say begin at the beginning, right? So Jem is August is truly the American voice of an era, you know, the writer of an era for me. You know, he's my Shakespeare. He's America's Shakespeare. You know, he's timeless. He will continue to be, and and preserved. But for folks who are unfamiliar, he has 10 plays. So they're called the century cycle of
Mm-hmm.
plays, or the Pittsburgh cycle, and that is one play per decade, starting from 1900s to 1999, and that chronicles the Black experience through the decades. So each play is a different decade. And Gem of the Ocean is the first. It's 1904. So even though he wrote it second to last,
Yes,
he wrote these out of order, and Gem, and then he wrote Radio Golf. But start with Gem.
I love
Start
it.
with
Have
Gem.
you seen
Start
all
with
the
our
plays,
I
Cheyenne?
have
Have you seen
not.
them?
I have not. It is totally like a bucket list task for me. I've not seen them all. I've either read some and haven't seen them, or seen some. You know,
I saw Radio Golf at Yale Rep with Wendell Pierce.
I saw it out on Broadway when I was a kid. It was my my first live Wilson,
Hmm.
because we read Wilson in high school, but my first live Wilson was Radio Golf.
Okay, so you got to do this. This is off your bucket list. What's the second one you would want to do? Like if somebody called you today and said, "Hey, Cheyenne, what's the next August Wilson play you'd like to direct?"
Ma Rainey's Black Bottom.
Oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man.
I don't know why I'm attracted to the big ones.
Oh,
I'm
I
attracted
tell
to
you,
the big
I
ones.
I I love that Denzel Washington is taking on converting these, making
Yes,
these plays into films. Like he has
yes.
taken that on. I heard him talk about this.
With
Um,
Netflix. Mm-hmm.
yes, and to bring them to a new audience and put them on film. And so far, he's got a few. He's done a bunch of them so far.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Mm-hmm.
do you like that idea, Cheyenne? Do you like it?
Yeah, I haven't seen Piano Lesson yet. I know that
Hmm.
that one dropped.
Hmm.
Um, but what I believe is true is that they don't add any words. I believe that well, I know for sure that Fences did not, and they only spoke August's words. I
Yes.
I don't know if that was true for Ma Rainey's Black Bottom when they did that with Viola Davis. But I'm
Hmm.
curious. I'm curious. It's something I'd have to look into. But if they're preserving his work verbatim, I think it's incredible.
Hmm.
I think it's
Hmm.
incredible.
I
And if
thought,
if there's artistic license to it, and they can add to it, cool. But if they're preserving it verbatim, then absolutely.
and
And
now
I
I
can't
gotta
wait
go
for Jem.
look. Now I
Hmm.
want to know, Cheyenne. I want to know if
Yes.
that's true. Because Denzel, he's a theater actor and a movie actor, and
Hmm.
he is intent on preserving, this August Wilson legacy.
Hmm. Hmm.
So all right.
And not
So
just him, right?
there's a whole,
There's a
yeah.
whole group of them. Him, Kenny Leon, Ruben Santiago Hudson,
Hmm.
Felicia Rashad. There's a whole cohort of these incredible artists, these Wilsonians, that are preserving his legacy.
I I love that Wilsonians, and
That's what
I don't know if this.
it's an association. Yeah, the Wilsonians.
I love it. I wonder, is there still a August Wilson monologue competition? I know we used to do it at Long War, but I
Yes.
don't know where that is anymore. But I remember seeing young people take these words and just spit them, and you was like, whoa, like these children, their parents wasn't even like, you know what I mean? Like
Right,
they are spitting these words as if they were born to them.
right. I do believe that the August Wilson competition still exists. I know that Long Wharf isn't doing it this year, or they haven't. You know, they haven't participated this year, but in years past, I was someone who was on the team to help make it happen, and we used to be the New Haven region. So I'm hoping that that gets revived at some point. Because our students need to see themselves represented. I think there was a big contingency here that was excited about Wilson's work. And we had children of all cultural backgrounds.
Mm-hmm.
And what was incredible was True Colors Theater Company out of Atlanta. They're the ones who house Kenny Leon's True Colors, house and founded the August Wilson monologue competition. And they had a whole pedagogy around supporting these young people and the teaching artists to get them ready, prepared, understanding these monologues in their bodies. And then the winners had a trip to New York for finals. They did it. They performed on the August Wilson stage on Broadway. It's just super special. So
I love it.
hopefully that comes back to New Haven.
So before I let you go, I love to ask Black women this question because we are the worst. We are the worst at this.
Uh-huh.
So when this play, when it's done, when it's all done and everything's packed away and put away, how are you gonna take care of yourself? How do you fortify yourself? How do you replenish all that you have given to this? Because I know this is some work here. So what does Cheyenne do for self-care?
It is a labor of love. I'll go to sleep. That's first. I want to get a good 8 hours uninterrupted. Yeah, and then I jump back in. Then I jump back in to supporting artists. That's my jam. I might go float. Have you ever floated?
Yes, girl. I do not like the float.
You don't? I
Oh,
love it.
It takes me too long to get acclimated to the float.
Got you. And then over, right? Oh, I love to float. So
I
I'll
know
go
people love
float.
it. People either love it or they hate it. I don't know if I hate it, but I was like, ooh, all right, I'm not quite sure. All right, I get it. I get it. Well, thank you for getting up early because I know you're a mom and a wife and all these other kinds of things, and you still got a whole plate to steer. So
Oh
thank
yeah,
you
we're
for
in
getting
tech.
up.
Long days right now.
Long days. I catch it off social media. I see they was up to 2 o'clock this morning. Oh, they were up. They didn't leave. I was like, "Whoa, Lord, this is something." So thank you so much, Cheyenne. It's so wonderful to see you and talk to you.
Likewise, thank you for the invitation, and I can't wait to see you at the show.
Oh, I can't wait. I tell you, I think I might make it for the Divine Nine now. I got to be with my peoples.
Hey, I love it. I love it.
Well, thank you. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I look forward to seeing you soon.
Peace.
Peace. Thank you, Harry. We'll talk some more tomorrow, everybody. Bye.
Love.